Hey everybody, welcome to BFFT. This is our season finale of season 5, and you are joining us for a very special episode of BFFT. Greetings and Moobarkfluff to all the creatures in the Podiverse. I am Barely, and as I said, you're listening to Barely Furcasting featuring Tabin, that show that asks the question, why, oh why, have we been doing this for 5 years? Rain, TickTock, Cheetaro, how the fluff are all you, real quickly?
I am doing fantastic, thank you.
All right, now please put your pausies together for that pup of the hour. Tabin, how the fluff are you, Tabin?
Yay.
That's things are going so fast. I don't even know. Hi, I'm
Whoa.
good. My voice is. I'm a little bit of a raspy pup because Furlandia was so exciting.
All
But
right.
here I am, and that's exciting. And I guess that's. Oh, and time for Jesse for a walk and how you should do about English, just so that you know it's actually me and not an imposter.
An imposter.
You mean like Weird Al?
Yes.
Weird Al.
All right. Well, it's so nice to see everybody in their tuxedos for the big show for this one. It's great. I'm glad you all dressed up for this very special occasion.
I wore my birthday suit, but
yeah. Well, before we get going, let's have a short recap of Furlandia. It was great. It was wonderful. It was crowded. It was a lot of fun. And congratulations on being selected for Furlandia 2026 chairman, Cheetaro.
Yay! Thank you very much. It's going to be a very interesting year for sure.
Absolutely.
It's already been an interesting one for me, from what I understand.
Yes. So what were the final numbers attendance this year?
We had 2,724 people.
Wow. That's amazing.
Which is a 25% increase over last year because we had 2,060 last year.
Oh my cow.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And of course, everybody had a great time, right? TickTock, now you were walking around getting problems solved and all that other kind of stuff.
Getting problems. That's all he's doing, getting problems.
Getting problems.
And finding all those problems. And actually, Barely, you were like the most relaxed I've ever seen at a FurCon.
I know, right?
I agree. I
wasn't stressing about nothing, man.
Nope.
Rain was taking care of the pup, and I was just having a good time.
Yay.
Okay. Tabin?
Hi
there. So, this is our 5-year anniversary. We're closing out 5 years. And you know what? There's some people in the waiting room that want to say some things to us.
Oh, there are?
Yes. Welcome to the show, Misha B. Barkin.
Wow, that's it. That's an old time long ago thing.
Yeah.
Way back when in the olden days.
Can you hear me?
There he is. There's Misha B. Barkin.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good.
Barking?
I do be barking, believe it or not.
Nice.
He be barking all the time.
He be barking all the time.
So, Misha, what do you have to say to Tabin? Anything?
Well, first of all, congrats. Something.
Right.
Congrats on 5 years, I think is what that said. Yeah, 5 years on doing the Barely Furcasting. That's
I know.
awesome.
I don't even know how they've put up with me, like, even one episode, but here we are.
Here we are.
Hard drugs.
Medication.
And alcohol.
Yeah.
And other stimulants.
So, Misha, I'm assuming you know everybody on the staff here, TickTock and Cheetaro and myself, and of course you know the Tabin. So
I do,
you can't miss that. Yeah, that's right.
I do know the table.
So, what have you been up to since you've been on the
Rain.
show?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw him with Mex at Furlandia.
that's right. I never did get to meet up with you at
No.
Furlandia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no. I missed
I think I ran by you a couple of times.
That's fair, yeah.
He was running around like crazy. Poor Chi.
Tabin, anything you want to say to Misha?
Hi.
Hello.
How have you been since you were on the show a long time ago?
I've been good. It has been a very long time, hasn't it? Time has flown.
It has. And what have you been up to?
I'm still doing the whole YouTube thing. Just been making videos. I started doing
half of it.
Not half of it. I've been doing the whole thing. I've started doing Twitch as well, so I've started streaming.
So maybe you should lay off the coffee then.
Yeah.
All that twitching.
Twitching and streaming, yeah. That sounds like coffee to me.
Nice.
And then in the past year or two, I've been to a lot more cons and stuff, because when I was on the show, I think I'd been to one con, which was Spokane for
Sounds about
2019.
right, yeah.
and then the whole COVID thing was super cool.
Wasn't that great?
That was so great. So
Super
awesome.
cool is that's okay, sure.
Yeah, not
That's
the word
one
I
way
use,
to
but
describe it.
Yeah, super cold.
Super cold, yes.
All right.
yeah.
Well, Misha, anything you'd like to plug before we let you go about your business and we can talk to some other folks?
Like your YouTube channel that like we talked about a few minutes ago.
Yeah. I'm about to say a lot of the same things. YouTube is Misha B Barkin. Twitch is Misha_B_Barkin. TickTok, if I ever decide to post there again, is once again Misha B Barkin.
No.
And no.
No, not you.
Yes, I know.
And what kind of things can we find on your YouTube and Twitch, and if you did a TikTok?
YouTube is going to be a lot of videos about like furry topics and the furry community, and Twitch, I'm usually playing whatever game is relevant. I've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately, I started playing that again, and then I'm starting a game called Blueprints today, which I've heard wonderful things about.
Nice.
And TikTok, I don't know. Whatever I end up posting on there. I haven't decided yet.
I think that's what everybody does with TikTok. Whatever I post.
Yeah.
I don't like
open
being
it.
posted on though.
I opened I opened it. I find a sound that I'm like, oh, I want to make a video out of this, and then I just quickly make it.
Nice. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on the show real briefly. We're just kind of doing this chat with everybody real briefly. We've got about a few more folks in the waiting room that want to come in and say something.
Goodness.
So,
Yeah,
Misha,
thanks for having me. And
you're quite welcome.
Good to touch you again, Misha.
Yeah, it's
Barkin
good to
and
see you all
Mark.
again.
Moobarkfluff, Misha.
Moobarkfluff.
Moobarkfluff.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yay.
you.
All right, Taben, are you surprised of what's going on?
I am. I did not expect
Hey.
there to be more than 5 of us, if nothing else. And there was actually someone that I even knew from long ago. Did not
Right.
expect that.
Hold on to your tail because there's more.
There's more coming.
More.
So,
Oh my.
please welcome to the show, T. Beaton.
Oh.
But the T was how I contacted him.
Oh, hello, Beaton.
Oh,
Nuki
hold on a
can
second.
get
Hold on a second.
Hi, there
Hi.
you are.
We are holding on a second. We are giving you 1 second.
Hey, there you
There we
are.
go.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on the show. It's been great having you as a guest in the past, and we wanted to invite all our past
Thank you.
guests back as much as can to come on and say something.
All
All
you,
of them.
Barely.
That's like a lot.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to since we've had you on the show?
What have I been doing? I moved out of my apartment. I'm now living in my own home. I've lived here for about 3 years.
Ooh.
Oh, that was the
Congrats.
sound of my.
And
That
you
was
have
the-
a doggy.
That was
We
my
see your
dog.
dog.
Yes. Her name. Yeah, her name is
Aw.
Layla.
Oh,
Layla.
Cute dog.
Oh,
Very
does she
cute
get you
dog.
on your
Yeah.
knees?
Yes.
Layla.
Everybody asks
Well,
me though. Is she named after the Eric Clapton song? I say sure. Let's go with that.
Absolutely.
We're not going to get into the real story.
Yeah. So I have a question for
Yes,
you,
sir.
Beaton. Could you hear the show before you?
No,
brought you in?
I couldn't. I was just waiting in the lobby.
Okay, we weren't sure whether you could hear it in the lobby or not. So, but everybody knows that they're waiting.
Those walls are pretty thick there at the lobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
so Beaton, it's been a while. What have you? Well, you said you got a new place. We can see your books. You've got some books.
I have a lot of books. What are you doing?
Do you do anything with those books?
I collect, but sometimes I read.
okay, I was going to ask if you read them all.
Yuki-kun.
Oh my god, I have so many. A lot of them are history. A lot of them are history. Some of them are manga. Some of them are regular comics, movie books. Stuff like.
Are any
how
of
ma-
them about Bambi?
A bit.
I do have a couple of history of Disney books,
Oh.
and some of them mention
Oh, I'm
Bambi.
so proud of you. Okay, there you
I was
go.
going to ask if you have any that are furry related.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any that are furry related?
Oh, I have a lot of furry related books.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah, some
I
of
would
them.
have never guessed.
Some of them I can't actually show or talk about, but
Oh no!
Oh,
You can come on my other show and talk about them.
yeah.
true.
But in terms of other things, what are you doing? What are you doing down there? In terms of other things, I've actually started taking up music again. I think
Yay.
one time, I think last time I was interviewed. Stop sniffing my fingers.
Well, at least it's just your
Sorry,
fingers.
I have this bad habit of doing that to people.
Taben, down, Taben, down, Taben.
Yeah, I started taking up lessons. I actually mentioned in one the last interview was that I couldn't play the drums, but now I'm actually starting to. I actually showed Taben a couple of videos.
You did. I was just gonna say. I remembered you sent me a video of you were playing to.
I was playing
God's on the tip of my tongue.
Take
Huh?
5 because I actually
Take 5. Yes,
and
that's
I
right.
actually watched your video and that kind of inspired me to try it myself.
Okay, well, I'm glad to have been indirectly inspirational to you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very cool.
Super, super. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a part of our show
No
over the
problem.
years. And we're not going to take up much of your time. This is kind of like one of those those welcome shows where the celebrity comes out real fast and says something and then
Hi,
goes
bye.
about their business. Yeah.
Bye, bye.
Of course. Is there anything else you'd like to know though?
What was the last con you went to?
What was the last con? Oh, believe it or not, it was actually overseas. I went to Nordic FuzzCon.
Oh, how was
wow.
that?
Jelly.
I don't know where to begin. It was amazing. It was it was life changing. I actually was invited. Thank you.
Nice.
You're welcome.
I was invited by a wonderful opera singing furry named Chester the Guru. He invited me that we actually performed in a furry opera over there.
Wow.
Very cool.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
and I'm can I do a plug?
Sure,
really
go ahead.
quickly?
We were going to ask
Sure.
you, how can we get a hold of you? How can people get a hold of you on social media and stuff?
Well,
Where can they find you?
I'm also on Blue Sky. You can
Mhm.
you can find me. Let me check my Blue Sky. Yeah, I'm starting to simul post more. But you can find me on Blue Sky. Both on Blue Sky and Twitter. Beaton 5. BEETON the number 5.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm
Cool.
also on for Affinity. I changed my name from GameSport.
You did.
I changed my name from GameSport 88. You can find me now as Beaton Nuki-kun.
Okay.
Makes a lot more sense.
But I was going to plug our opera company is called Howl Aria.
Nice.
How as in how are you?
How are ya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're actually getting ready. I won't be going with them, but they're actually funding a Kickstarter right now that they're going to take a trip to Spain to compete on Spain's Got Talent.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Last time I
That's very
checked, well, we've hit our stretch goal. We have hit oh my god, they've hit $10,000. Close,
Nice.
yeah, we're close to hitting $11,000, and we have 67 hours to go before the campaign ends.
That's
Awesome.
very cool.
As of
Very
right
cool.
now.
Well,
Cool.
Hope for the
congratulations on all
best.
that.
Oh,
That's very
it's
exciting.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Nice.
I can't go, unfortunately, because Anthrocon is the week after. So I have I have to pick and choose my trips carefully.
You do.
Okay.
But yeah, Nordic FuzzCon was just like an amazing experience. I would happily do it again.
All right.
I hear the European
Nice.
cons are like really awesome. I haven't been yet, but I hear they're really great.
If you're able to, I know it's not a reality for everybody, but it's a wonderful, life-changing experience.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, we're going to have lots to get through, so we're going to let you take off and
Thank
bring
you
in
very-
our next
Thank
guest.
you, Barely. Thank you for having me
All right.
back.
Thanks,
and
Pete.
thank you,
See
Taben. Thank you.
again. Good
Bye,
to see you
Pete.
again.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bark, bark.
Bye. All right.
Wow,
Well,
whoa. I feel
Whoa.
like a Rolodex.
okay.
Rolodesk for some reason.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for your next surprise guest, Taben?
My next Rolodesk. I'm ready for my next Rolodesk.
Okay. Well, please welcome to the show. Hey, Esker.
Well, hey.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, it's nice.
Doing good.
Good. So,
Hello, Kitty. How are you doing?
Doing good. It's an okay day out today. A little
Okay.
rain this morning.
little rain this morning.
Yeah.
No. So, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming back on. We're going to give you about 5 minutes to chat with Taben, and then we're going to move on to our next guest. We have a bunch tonight.
Oh my cow.
Oh my cow!
Excellent. Is my audio
Yep.
coming in okay?
Sounds great.
Yeah. So, Kitty, how have you been? What have you been up to? I was actually realizing, so for Landia this last weekend, I was thinking, I haven't seen Kitty for like a long time. Where's he been?
Everything happened last weekend. It was I was gonna go to Furlandia. I was gonna do the dance comp, but like a couple months ago, a friend I hadn't seen for 2 years, who was sent to Israel right as the pandemic hit for work,
Oh, wow.
and then returned like a year ago back to the Bay Area.
Okay.
Was like, I have tickets to Underworld. Would you like to go on Friday?
Oh, wow.
And I was
Nice.
like, yes.
Okay.
So I was in the Bay Area, San Francisco this weekend, and also Galaxy Camp was happening over in Alameda. So
Yes.
I could feel the aura of
Yeah.
you
We
know,
really wanted to
For
go to
sure.
that.
yeah. I went in 2019 and it was a lot of fun, and it was a one night event, and I think it's like 3 days now, so it's
Nice.
it's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's why Zarafa couldn't make it up to Furlandia this weekend because he was at that.
Oh,
So-
Big
of
weekend
course,
for lots
yeah.
of things.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. What have I been up to? The show I was on was what, October, November of 2022?
Yeah, a while ago.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened. Well, I was in kind of workaholic mode because I work for this energy startup, and we were working on a big ocean energy buoy project, and that succeeded in
That's
January of 2024.
Ooh.
So
Very cool.
kind of the culmination of all our work, and we deployed this 200-foot deep, 550,000-pound energy buoy out in the Strait of Juan de Fuca between Washington and Canada.
Oh, wow.
And then we towed it around with a tugboat. So I was on a tugboat for a month,
Oh,
Oh, my.
and it all worked. So
and it all worked.
and it all worked.
Things
all the
did not
stuff.
blow up. That's
Yeah.
that's
furries
wonderful.
are everywhere. We
Yep.
do everything.
Yep.
So we generated power. I work on the communication systems, so all the Wi-Fi systems worked, and all the telemetry and everything. So we did that, and then yeah, so that happened. That was a big deal. That's why I missed Anthro Northwest 2024.
Ah, okay.
But then I was on staff again for the dance events for Anthro Northwest 2025
that's
this
right.
year. And so I forget what 2023, I think I was on staff the first. Anyway, I forget. But
which was
I-
the year that
Something.
we competed? Like we fought against each other.
oh, that was 2019.
2019. Oh, okay. You remember that? Like no problem.
Yeah. Round one dance battles.
Mm-hmm.
2019.
That's right. That was
Um,
when
Because I think I've been staff since. So like
okay.
I kind of don't do the Anthro Northwest dance events because I'm
Yeah,
help
you're always
running them.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. That
Um,
was the year that Hogwash had me both MC the Dance Wars and dance in the Dance Wars. And I remember it was
wow.
very difficult, like dancing against you, and then I had to go MC, and I like had no breath, but I had to MC somehow. So that was very
Mhm.
exciting.
Did you have a
Well-
voice though?
I did actually have a voice. It was like not like now.
Well, you are capable of many things, and you have many talents. So I have full faith that you can do 40 things at the same time.
Yay.
You could probably like battle against me while you're announcing some other event with a remote
Oh, for
remote
goodness
mic or
sake.
something.
I should
you know,
try that
like-
sometime just for fun.
Yeah, you should try emceeing like the like a talent show in a different room while battling me.
There you go.
And announcing and singing Weird Al in yet another
Mhm.
room all at the same
Yep.
time.
All at the
Yep.
same time. All
Yep.
at the same time. Well, hey, Esker, thanks for coming on the show. We've got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We'll let you get about your business.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Later, everyone.
Thank
Good to
you.
see
Hi,
you again.
Esker.
Yes.
Hi.
Bye bye. Arctic.
Okay, Tabin,
Oh my cow.
your cow. You're ready for your next surprise?
There's another thing. Oh my cow.
There's
I guess so.
another thing. Yes.
Let's
Welcome
do
to
it.
the show, Temperance.
Oh,
Hello.
Momo, it's been a while. How you doing? There you are.
I'm so good. How are you?
Well, I'm a little. So Verlandia was last weekend, and I barked a little too much, and so
Yeah.
I'm not. My voice isn't up to par, but that's okay. I'll take the birdie instead of the par. That's fine. That was
So,
a bad
Sound just
golfing
fine.
joke.
so
I don't know
Temperance,
why I did that.
you were one of our very first guests on season 1, I believe.
I know.
And-
Like right after Uncle Kage, it was
Yes.
like, oh no.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you still have the most.
You are our best downloaded show ever.
You are. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, you hold the record.
It's still like gaining too, because every season it seems like your episode gets downloaded more and more.
I remember
I have no
at
idea why.
Orlando a few years ago, I was talking to you, and you said you think you figured out why that was. Could you remind me why you thought that was, if you
Oh,
remember?
it's because I put the podcast on my website.
Oh.
So I think whenever I give people a business card and they go to my website, sometimes they're like, "Oh, a podcast," and they click on the link.
Nice.
So I think
Maybe we should
you're
pay
getting a
you.
bunch of normies like who just want costumes and cosplay, and they're like, "What's this furry podcast?"
And then they hear me start
Put
barking,
all
and
of
they
our
like turn it
podcasts on
off.
your website.
So what have you been up to since you've been on the show then? Tell us, give us a brief,
Oh lordy,
brief, in a nutshell type of a thing.
working. Yeah, I mostly just sit in my studio and sew. Like I'm literally in my studio right now.
Nice.
I did take this guy, my
Mm-hmm.
Skeksis, to Seattle for Emerald City
Oh
Comic Con.
my
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
I
should be
won
able to go.
best effects in the cosplay contest.
Oh, congrats!
Very cool. Very
Awesome.
cool.
I love the sketches.
Congratulations.
They're so cool.
Thank you.
David,
Wow.
any questions?
Yeah, aside from that, just working.
Nice.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So, I mean, it's been like, I don't know if you knew this, Temperance, but this is this marks 5 years doing the show. 5 years.
I know, crazy, eh?
Pretty crazy. And so that means you were on the show, what, 4.5 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Feel old.
And so you've just been working the whole time. You've been to any fun cons, and well, I've seen you for Land a few times, but anything else exciting?
Well, we also saw her at A&W last.
That's right, A&W. That's right.
Yes, I've done Anther Northwest a couple times. I've mostly just been sticking to my local cons like Furry up in Edmonton and Calgary, in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And Cal Furry was a couple weeks ago. That's the new Furry Con in Calgary in Canada.
Cool.
Mm.
I have been to so twice now. This year and last year, I went to Vancouver for my first quote unquote international con. So I've actually been up there.
Furry is better. You should come to Furry.
I hear Furry's really great too. I'll one day branch out. The fluff will branch out.
The
Vancouver's pretty. It's moved to a bigger, newer hotel. So I mean, I was only at the old hotel once, but the first time, the first year, I only got. They didn't give me my story time, or no, they didn't give me my Taven Sings Weird Al panel. They did give me my story time with Taven panel though, because they like didn't have enough room. They actually literally did not have enough space to do that. So this year they had a bigger hotel, and I could do both my panels and everything. So that was exciting. But Furry, how big is it in comparison?
Darn, I can't remember the numbers. They think they had about a little under 3,000 last year.
Nice.
Now they're in 2 hotels instead of just one.
Okay.
It's quite huge. A couple years ago, me, BC Breakaway, and Taryn Otter made an entire musical.
Oh,
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. It's the Furry the musical.
I'm
Furry
writing it
the
down, and
musical.
I will check that out.
This is done.
All right. Well, Temperance, before we let you go, is there anything you'd like to plug real fast? How can people get a hold of you, and what's the best way to?
Every fur in the universe didn't know.
Say hi to all of us.
Temperance from Comic Crazy Studios, KOMIC KRAZI. I make cosplays, I make fursuits, I make puppets, and I do art on the side just for fun. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
me.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about making a puppet here in the next year or so. So we
Yes.
talked to Furlandia last year, and I was hoping you were going to be there this year because I was going to talk to you about it. But I have a very specific puppet in mind. So
Oh, I'm looking forward
yeah.
to it.
So all
Temperance.
right.
Temperance.
Well,
Can Momo
Temperance,
say hi to us?
can Momo say hi to us, Temperance?
Oh, hi!
Hi, Momo.
Momo, I didn't see you hiding down there, Momo. How are you doing?
You want to take the head down?
All right, Temperance.
Hold on.
Okay,
hold on.
okay.
Oh, yay, there
Uh-oh.
she is.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
What's up? The glass in.
Hello.
I am a disembodied head.
Disembodied head.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
We
goodness.
forgive you.
All right.
That's adorable.
It's she's almost like a mouse. She's adorable that way.
Adorable.
Yes. Yes.
Adora Mouse. Yes.
Adora Mouse. All right, Temperance.
Adora
You're welcome to stay in the show for a little bit while more if you want, or you're welcome to log out. We have some other guests we're going to call in. So,
Awesome.
all right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Temperance.
Bye, Temperance.
Bye-bye.
All right, Tabin. This next person you're going to be very surprised is on the show once again. Are you ready?
I guess I
Okay.
will say yes.
Sure. All right.
Good.
Well, please welcome to the show that guy that you just can't live without. We are talking to Tatsu.
Oh. Okay, that's cute.
Well,
Hi, Tatsu.
Hi, Tatsu.
Hi, Tatsu.
It seems like
Hello.
just a moment ago.
Just mere moments ago.
Oh.
Yes.
Taven,
So,
there's a dragon in your house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, honey. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, yay. Did you know you were going to be here doing this?
Are you
'Cause
not
I
hearing
sure
me?
didn't.
yeah, you're not hearing him, Tabin?
I'm not. Are you talking?
No,
Well,
he's hearing you.
yes.
Yes.
I am.
So,
Oh, hi.
Now you are.
so Tatsu,
Taben's
you were on the
listening.
show on season 1 and season 3, I believe.
Microphones.
There you are.
There you go.
I don't know. It's
Is
their
it working
tails.
now?
Dragon,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
dragon tails and puppy tails tend to hit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said you were on season 1 and season 3 talking about various horticultural
Trees
things.
and yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, indeed.
how's it been
1,
being
3,
the
and here we are in 5. I guess I'm
Yeah.
just an odd kind of guy.
You're an odd kind of guy. That's right. 1, 3, 5.
Well, it's good for you to be an odd fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, especially living with a pup named Taben.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Considering the company I keep,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell us what it's like to live with the pup.
Uh-oh.
unpredictable.
A lot of brushing.
In some ways unpredictable, others quite predictable.
No.
Right.
Ah.
But it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
Oh,
are a
good.
sweet pie.
Sweet.
Gotta
pie.
say that.
He always knows exactly what to say. Like, I don't think I can recall a time when he has not said the right things. And it could have gone either way, but he chose to say the right things. So, yeah, he's pretty smart and good at that. So, yes, Tatsu, it's been a long time since you've been on the show. What have you been up to in all this time?
Well, I'm planting plants and growing stuff bigger and bigger,
Propagating more rhododendrons.
learning about new things.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Tell
yes.
us about the most recent plant that you planted.
The most recent plant that I planted. Oh, my. Uh,
Because there's been a few.
there have been several dozen this spring.
Nice.
I've been planting ferns and grasses, small grasses in our rock garden. Trying to finish that out.
So wait a minute, grasses or grass? Because if you're growing grass, we need to
Small-
become better
not-
friends.
Not lawn grass. Not lawn grass at all.
No.
And not weed either.
Okay, there you go. You picked up on it. There you go. Yay.
Yes,
And
finally.
Temperance, in case you didn't know,
I'm odd and a little slow.
Temperance, in case you didn't know or hadn't figured out, Tatsu there is my hubby. Okay. And Kitty already knows. Okay, we're all good. We're all in the same. Got it.
Yeah, so
Oh, it's legal here too. So yeah,
Yours-
it's like you can totally grow it here.
yeah.
I know two of our staff that grow it. I maybe they grow.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's like,
Maybe say we
Yeah.
can't tell.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Todd, anything you want to say to your hubby officially here on the show?
Well, I would say to all of you guys, I mean, the 5 years, holy cow, that's a lot of hard work. Your dedication is just amazing. You bring so much professionalism to this thing. I'm sure that the listener really appreciates it very much.
Yeah, that one listener.
But
That one
I
listener.
know you could do that.
Our one listener that downloaded Temperance's episode 575
Yeah.
times. Yes.
It was a slow burn, but
Yeah.
I knew you'd get it.
It worked.
Temperance, could you show my honey Momo? He might recognize Momo.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who this is, but you might recognize once you see who.
Well, I
this
remember
is.
Momo.
Oh, you do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. I didn't connect Momo to Temperance, but now I do.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's an open
Mhm.
secret.
You do look so much alike. Yes. Yes.
Well, and I mean, Temperance, I know I told you about how because I saw you in the happy video and everything, and long ago, and my honey knows that's a very special song, and one reason is because of that video when you were in it, and so it's kind of a very special thing. Anyway, there it is. Hi, I just talked about stuff.
Awesome.
No.
Awesome. Well, Tatsu, thanks for coming back on the show. We'll hopefully have you back on again to talk about something plant related, or maybe we'll play like a newlywed game or a newly couple game
What?
type thing. Ooh, know your partner game at some
no,
point in
my
the future.
Oh my!
That would be
Oh
so
my
much
goodness,
fun.
yes.
All
So,
right.
you know,
At
I do
last
I
want
could be. That's a sure way to get me in the
episode.
doggy house that night.
I did want to share some breaking news that I just read.
What's that?
This man went into the ER and he had 25 toy horses inserted into his rectum.
Oh no.
No.
Doctors have described his condition as stable.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, wait a minute. That deserves.
This is my honey. Every fur.
Uh,
And this is actually my fault that he. Anyway.
Oh, it is absolutely his
Yeah.
fault. Yes.
Well, you
Well,
know, they always say that partners rub off on each other.
Thank you.
especially gay partners. All right,
Yes.
thanks, Tatsu.
Yes.
Hope you have a
Bye,
great
Tatsu.
evening.
Good to see you all. Thank you.
bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, Tabin, there are some guests that we've had on the show that were unable to make it here tonight, but we do have some recordings. So, Rain,
Yes.
would you call up our recording from Ziggy, our meme weasel?
I sure will. Here we go.
Well, I'm here with Ziggy Weasel, my fabulous
Hello.
ferret fiance. How are you
Yeah,
today, baby?
okay. So far, so good. Enjoying this lovely Saturday.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying a lovely Saturday too. It's finally started to warm up here, so
Yeah,
we're getting nice weather. Anyways, I guess you know why we're here.
Yeah, I can guess. I can imagine.
Yeah, it's been 5 years of BFFT.
Uh-huh. Half a
Yeah.
decade already. 5 years.
Half a decade.
Uh-huh. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, how has the BFFT impacted your life?
Oh, well, I've met you, the love of my
Oh,
life.
yeah,
So that's
me.
a
I
very
met
important
you, the
aspect
love of
in my
mine.
life. Yeah, and I also met awesome people, Barely, TickTock, Tavin, previous people that was working with us. Has been an amazing ride, and hopefully we will stay on the same train for a long while. We have
Yeah,
a lot of things to do.
that train that's off the rails all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, it is. Mhm.
Oh, baby. Well, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners?
Well, mostly just thank everyone for sticking with us, despite all the craziness and all the silly things that we do. So we really appreciate for not skipping after the first couple of minutes and sticking to us until the end. And hopefully, we are going to have a lot of surprises and fun stuff and fun things to share with them. And maybe for the next 5 years, 10 years, who knows, until the end of the road.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It's going to be a fun ride, I think.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is already. So I'm sure it's going to be all this way, all the way.
Yeah. Well, thank you for popping in to say hello and to wish BFFT a happy 5 years.
Yes, happy 5 years and for 5 more and many, many more.
Bye,
Love you.
Ziggy.
Bye,
Bye.
Hi,
Siggy. Thank you very
Ziggy.
much, Ziggy, for that wonderful message.
So in the spirit of what's going on with me and Ziggy, uh, I will be moving to Chile because things have gotten too crazy here and not safe enough for him to be moving up here without fear of craziness happening. So it doesn't mean I'm going to be gone from the podcast. It just means I'll be gone from the United States. I will still be as involved as I can be with this podcast.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we have at least almost a year before you're going to wind up going down there.
Well,
So,
yeah, we're looking like February, March, hopefully,
yeah.
that I'll be able to go down there. I may take a trip down there sometime in late August, October.
Well, now, Rain,
Just
you
to
do
see everything.
realize you missed an opportunity.
Oh, did I?
Yes, because last weekend, the whole weekend was a time machine. So you could have gone to February or March, like last weekend. But no.
Mm,
But if he did, then he wouldn't have been there to help you, Tabin.
true. I would not have been able to help you.
Well, my mind is blown.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he would
We
have
knew
been
that
much
already,
easier.
though.
In more ways than one.
Yes. I believe we have another recording. It's like the Academy Awards. He couldn't be here, but sent a video. Bloop, bloop. Who's let's hear from Tabin. Let's hear from somebody that's been on our show every season. It's
Oh.
Cassidy Civet.
Ah.
All right,
okay.
here we go.
Hi there, Tabin and Barely. Happy
Hi.
5 year anniversary. I can't
Thank
believe how
you.
fast the time has flown. Yeah, it's me, Cassidy Civet. I've been a guest on every season so far of the podcast and hope to see it continue long into the future. You guys do an excellent job. Um, Let me do a little update, I guess, on what I've been doing. I've got my own place now. I'm pretty much all the way moved in and trying to find a rhythm to create some new content. Got some music on the way. I am officially getting my first 2D animated music video for an upcoming original furry pop song. So I'm very excited
Wow.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I also ran for political office twice in like the last 3 months here in Canada. I ran for school board, and then I ran as the Green candidate in my hometown for the federal election we had a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, I've been doing some things and making my mark on the local community, even outside of furry. So that's a big thing that's part of my life right now, in addition to my ongoing creative processes. Let's see, what else? I am going to be staying mostly in Canada for the next year or so, probably. Just the, result of getting my own place and having to restructure finances means I won't be traveling as much as I used to. So I don't know if I'll be catching you guys at any conventions for the time being. Uh, and also, there's certainly a different air of atmosphere in America right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stay close to home for the time being. I'm wishing you guys all the best. Congratulations on 5 years. That's quite a milestone. I know that
Mm-hmm.
Tabin is probably wagging his tail with excitement,
I
and Barely is trying to contain that, or turn the insane puppy ramblings into a coherent masterpiece. But Tabin's also pretty good at structuring his insane puppy ramblings into coherent masterpieces. So I'd say you guys are pretty much perfect for each other. Then the perfect co-host, straight man, funny man combination of Barely and Tabin. So bravo, much applause for you. I will clap a little bit into this mic. I hope that is picked up as actual, like a clapping sound and not something else. But yeah, so congratulations again. And I have been Cassidy Civet, your musical civet, just saying good job.
Thank you, Cassidy.
Thank you, Cassidy.
As if you were there, I'm saying thank you.
Yes. All right, Tabin. We have one more guest that just showed up in the green room. So please welcome a voice from the past, a blast from the past.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. It is Zarafa.
Well, yay.
Rafa.
Hi, Zarafa.
Hey,
Giraffe, yay,
Yay.
giraffe.
hello.
Hey!
Hi, Tabin. Happy 5th birthday.
Well, 5th anniversary of the show. Yeah, we're closing out our 5th season.
Oh, okay. 5th anniversary of the show.
Yeah.
Got it.
It kind of feels like my entire life has just been the show, though. So it's pretty much the same thing.
This is like an episode of This Is Your Life with Tabin.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah. So, Zarafa, what have you been up to in the last, since you've been on the show?
Well, I've just been doing my work and also going to lots of furry things. I go to a lot of conventions. It's my primary form of entertainment. And just keeping really busy.
Nice.
I haven't seen you at a con recently. When's the last con I saw you at?
Well, probably FC, I'm going to guess, right?
Either FC or Fernandia, maybe.
A&W, I think, was the last time I saw it.
I was at Anthro Northwest, and then I was at FC, and then I was at a bunch of cons you probably don't go to.
Oh.
And I would have been at Furlandia this past weekend, but we had a thing down here in the Bay Area called Galactic Camp.
That's right.
Which,
Yep.
Which was a pretty crazy thing, a big furry sort of kind of con on an aircraft carrier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I did hear about that. Yeah. How was it? So tell us about that. How was it?
It was amazing. It's the most bizarre thing to be having a furry dance party on an aircraft carrier hangar and be surrounded by fighting planes. And there were 2 dance floors. One was on the fantail or back of the ship, which faced into San Francisco Bay, and it was freezing cold.
Oh, no.
But not for people in fursuits.
Well, probably not, no.
So
it's probably great if you're in a suit.
I was absolutely comfortable. It was like being in an MFF in December and stepping outside the hotel.
Oh, wow.
And I was dancing for 3 hours solid because I didn't get hot.
Oh,
nice. Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
So,
yeah, that sounds very... not like your typical con, for example.
It's true.
It definitely was not. And a lot of the people that administer the ship is the USS Hornet, and it's a floating museum, and the people that run it are veterans.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
So you can imagine 70 and 80-year-old guys looking at a bunch of furries going,
yeah, okay.
Wait, what is this?
Right.
But they were all good about it. We're paying them good money to rent out the ship, which they do for other sources.
Well, that all goes to the upkeep of that ship. It's a very expensive thing to do that. And,
exactly.
It's amazing that we, again, the furry community can help out with good causes.
Yeah. Once again, yay furry! That's what this is all about.
I know, right? Right? How was Furlandia? I wish I could have split myself in 2.
It was very busy.
Very busy. Yes.
Yeah.
I had the most but my story time I've had the most that I've ever had in attendance. Somewhere between 75 and 100, which is the most I had in my story time. And it's the first time I did my story time on stage, so that was very cool.
First main stage story time, and it was very well attended.
Wow.
Yeah.
That certainly beats the 10 people in attendance for my story time.
You'll get there, Zarafa. Don't worry.
Oh, that's okay. It's obviously not a competition. Are you excited that the con is moving into close to downtown Portland?
Yeah, so I think I actually at closing ceremonies, Chitaro had me come up and I said a few words to this effect that so Furlandia has been, just great for me. It was my well, I'll say one thing
Yes.
that I was gonna say in my Furlandia recap that I will later, but Furlandia 2016 was my first FurCon ever. And then
Yeah.
Mine
Furlandia
too.
this
Yeah.
year was my 40th FurCon. It's kind
Wow.
of a
Wow.
big culmination anniversary type thing. So it's been very special, not only because of that,
Yeah.
but it's a local con, but also the first con that I did a dance combat, first con that I placed in a dance combat, first con, well, in fact, only con that I've been the guest of honor, um, and first con that I emceed the dance comp. And so there's been lots of firsts for me at Furlandia.
Only
And
con that you've
it's
met a stinky raccoon at.
for it is that's very true. So there's been lots of firsts at Furlandia. So it's a very special thing, and it's of course all been at the Sheridan, which makes the Sheridan a very, very special place for me. But
Yes.
we're I don't know if you heard this year we had 2,700 in attendance,
Wow.
and it was
Wow.
definitely LineCon this year. But so we
Oh,
definitely need to be moving on, and so it's very exciting to move to a new place, new bigger place. I'm very sad to not be part of Sheridan, but obviously
yeah.
we have to, and so it's a really good
Yeah.
change. And I'm excited to see
Uh-huh.
what next year has to bring with the new hotel.
Yeah.
And Zarafa, did you know that Cheetaro is the new chair for 20?
I did not.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, we're doing a theme of the wild, wild furry West.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
bring your
I
cowboy
will
hat.
I will try to be there next year. Even if Galactic Camp is the same weekend again, I might have to alternate because I really missed being there.
Yeah,
And
we
I
missed you.
totally,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. I totally get how special it is to you, Tabin. That's what further confusion is for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'll tell you one other funny thing. I've actually lost count. I have no idea how many cons I've been to.
You
Well,
are the
I
machine,
think
Zarafa.
and
You,
we've talked
I
about this.
think I'm.
We talked about this like even I remember a year ago, like, and you were saying I don't even know how many. So by now, definitely you have no
I
idea.
I've been doing 10 cons a year for at least 4 years,
Wow.
and I probably many more than that. So I might be double your number at 80 cons. I
You're
just
not
don't know.
you're not just V, but you're W.
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was shocked that you weren't at Furlandia because I was like, well, it's Zarafa's at every con I've ever gone to. That's the first con I've not been at that I've been.
Everybody says I go to all the cons, but that's clearly not true. It just looks that way.
I thought you were like Santa Claus, that you attended every con in the world.
Well, he is a magical.
That would.
Yeah, he is a magical giraffe.
There you go. There you go. But I did really miss it. I like that con. It's a nice, small, warm atmosphere. I like the Sheraton. I like Portland. It's not that far away. I kind of consider it my extended local con, even though obviously it's not local to San Francisco. It's not that much farther than Los Angeles would be. And I like going to cons that are, all here on the West Coast. So I won't miss it next year. I'll be there.
Nice. I will.
Nice.
A lot of us will be too. So I think Kitty, you know Zarafa. Temperature, you know Zarafa?
Everybody knows
Well,
Zarafa.
I thought so, but I just want to make sure because I don't know Canada. What's the California? They're different places, even though they sound the same.
Yes.
Well, Zarafa, they're playing you off the stage, so we're gonna let you go.
Okay.
And
Okay.
okay, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh,
Bye,
hi.
Zarafa.
He went bye. Oh no, there you are.
Oh,
Okay,
he's back in. All
Yeah,
right,
he came back.
bye
can't get rid of
or
him.
something.
bye,
Good
bye.
to talk to you.
Bye,
Bye.
Zarafa. We love you.
Bye,
Take
Zarafa.
care.
Bye.
All right. I'm still.
Thank you.
Bye, bye,
Thank you.
guys. It's great talking to you, Taven. Congratulations.
Okay, Rain, I think we have one more recording
We do.
congratulation.
And
Are you ready, Tabin?
I'm let's just go for it.
Okay, here we
this
go.
one is going to make you wag so hard
Oh
that
no.
it's going to cause a breeze.
Oh
So,
no.
are you ready?
I'm ready to be breezy.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, Barely Furcasting. Congratulations on 5 years. This is Bucktown Tiger, and I am so honored and grateful to have been part of this journey with you over the past 5 years. Since we last met, I've been super busy, like running around with like a chicken with its fries cut off. Wait, does that work? I don't know if that works. But I haven't eaten a lot of chicken and fries. And nami tatas as well. But
Nice.
I have also been doing a lot of trivia work. I've started volunteering with the local middle school quiz bowl team. I couldn't win a state championship as a player, so maybe I can, win one as an assistant volunteer coach. I don't know. Also been trying to keep in shape and just trying to make it through life, like all of us. It's tough times, but as long as we are in each other's corner, everything's going to be okay. And with that, I wish Barely Furcasting and Taven especially, all of you, another 5 years and more, and we will be chatting again. Hopefully, well before 2030. But in the meantime, y'all take care and Paul recognize Paul.
Thank you, Bugtown. That's so
Thank you,
nice.
Bucktown.
So
Exactly.
should I just give I had a little tiny Furlandia recap,
Of course, we would love to hear your tiny
which I've
Furlandia
really kind of
recap.
already done.
Finlandia was not tiny this year, though.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
It was
So
not tiny.
by
Hi,
let's see,
Esker.
and hi, Kitty. So as I basically already said. Oh, bye, Kitty. Okay. So I basically already said a lot of this, but so of course I was a little under the weather and I barked a lot, so I really didn't get out as much as usual. But I did a little bit, and the times I did get out though were really good. Um the story time with Taban, as I
Mm-hmm.
said, went really well. I thought people really had a good time with the stories and everything. That was really great. Good attendance, as I mentioned before. Taban, since Weird Al was great. I was on my main stage after opening ceremonies. Only about 25 in attendance, and I feel that's because half the con was in Reg line at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think I would have got a few more, but the people that were there had a lot of fun. And so it was a really good time and went well.
Yep.
I already said the thing about my 40th con and all that. So that's really my recap. Over
Now,
the past like 15 minutes, I've given my recap.
I know. I have a question for you, though. I heard a rumor at one point that you were out and about incognito.
Oh, there might have been a rumor about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so I
know.
did actually. I was able to get out a little bit more than maybe some furs knew. I was kind of, I guess you call it a pup trench coat. And so no fur really knew who I was, but I did get out and see all the line con and stuff on Saturday. And what else did I do? Oh, I wanted to watch the parade, but when I got out to the parade, it was over. So I had got out at 12:45,
Yeah.
and it was supposed to start at 1. But
Yeah.
A little
they
early because it was so hot in the photo.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
why I got heat stroke because it was so hot in the photo. I made it to where Barely was outside and I bailed because I felt like I was going to pass out. It was so many people in that room, in
there's
that
a lot.
ballroom.
There's a lot.
It was a lot.
And I was
Pretty nice.
barely 1/4 of the way of the parade route.
Yeah, no, I couldn't make it any further. I was dying. I was
Yep.
like by the time I got and my packs weren't completely melted, but it was so hot outside. When I got outside, I just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was sunny.
Well, I can say that the fursuit parade in the future will not be of that nature.
Yes,
Okay.
I would imagine.
the nature will be of the squirrels and chipmunks.
Hey, Tabin,
Yes.
remember the one year we went to FC and the fursuit parade was just all the fursuiters stand in a line and the people that were going to watch the parade walked past?
Yes, I
Wow.
remember.
It was a
That's what
reverse
I
parade, yeah.
Okay.
It
'Cause
was a motionless parade.
It was a motionless
for us
parade
anyway.
because it was just pouring rain. That was the year that when we were there, we were getting all the updates on Telegram on our way saying that
That's
the
right.
water was running through people's rooms and it was
Oh,
raining
no.
so hard, the windows weren't sealed and people's shit was getting
Very,
wet.
very that's very, very non-FC-ish. I mean, that time of
Right.
year, usually things are a
Yep.
little bit better, but yeah, that year.
Yeah, I thought that was funny when we did the reverse parade. I was like, wow. So Cheetaro, there's an idea for you in the future. If it's
reverse
nasty weather
parade.
as a reverse parade, just have everybody line up and the people will just walk past.
Well, there's already been talk about next year's parade already and whether we want to
Oh,
be inside or outside. So
okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
outside would
lots
probably
of
be
good
best.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've taken up an hour already. So Tabin, let's is there anything you don't understand?
Yes, okay. So let me talk about this really fast then, because we've done and Barely, thank you so much for putting this all together. I had no idea.
I know.
I didn't like pretend
Yay.
like, oh, I know something you don't know. No, I didn't know. So
This
it's
was
a
very hard to keep secret from you, Tabin.
Mhm.
well, there is that. And I know that has been like a ton of work to get everyone together. So thank you so
It
much.
was.
That was all Rain. I said to Rain, "This is what I want to do.
Oh.
Could you reach out?" And our co-producer Rain just stepped up to the plate and made this all happen.
In
Oh well,
fact,
then never mind, Barely. I mean, so thank you, Rain.
Hey, there's got to be an idea, man. Come on, there's got to be an
I mean,
idea,
okay,
man.
so
if it
thank you,
wasn't for
Barely.
Barely's idea, it wouldn't have happened. I just facilitated getting everybody together. Misha,
let
in
me-
fact, was not answering me, and then when I saw him with Mex at Furlandia, I ambushed him and said, "Hey, did you get my message?" And he's like, "Oh my god, yes, I did. I forgot to answer you. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So he was
Well,
like,
then-
"Yeah, I'll be on."
In order to make sure I properly thank everyone that's here, thank you, every fur in the Podiverse out there for doing all this for me. How's that? So we took
Yay.
care of that.
There.
That takes care of it.
Okay, so okay, 3 things I don't understand. How much is that doggy in the window?
Mhm.
Why do they call it a doggy bag? It sounds a bit specious. And when I'm running
does.
around outside, why are all the squirrels always offering me cheese?
Cheese.
Are you
Why'd
sure
you
those are squirrels? It might be mouse.
Yeah.
We should ask Momo next time we talk to her.
I don't
Is
know.
it good cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it good
Let's see.
cheese?
Now, see, I can answer the question about the doggy bag. See,
Uh-huh.
because the doggy bag, I used to work in restaurants, and the reason why it's called a doggy bag is because usually people want to take. My dog is staring at me right now. But usually, people want to take home things for their dog to be able to have, and so they just named it doggy bag, so you could take home your scraps to give your dog.
I
Mhm.
see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to eat all that
I'm-
stuff. I never give it to my dog.
I
Yeah.
give it
because
to your
it-
rack food.
It's a very old tradition, but
Very
nobody
old.
does that anymore. Yeah.
No.
I call it the rack sack.
There you go.
The rack
Although
sack.
that sounds like that could be something else.
I know. I think that's something.
is.
I think that's something Ziggy is
one of the
interested in more than anything
Double
else.
entendres.
Yes.
On that note,
Yes.
I'm going to have to step away and find a little. I have a little Tabin fire hydrant, so I have to go use my little Tabin fire hydrant really quick, and then I'll be right back. So talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back.
Okay, we will. We're going to jump into our media at this point. So I've been watching The Last Kingdom. Yes.
He wasn't here.
I've been watching The Last Kingdom. So we were off last week, or I was off, and the poor people that were doing Royal Highness had to watch The Last Kingdom on their own. And so I tried to catch up. and the show is at such a point on season 1 now that I watched through the rest of the season with. So I'm ahead of the game now on for that podcast, but it was so good. I had to just was like I'm laying in bed going, okay, I got to watch one more. I got to watch one more, and then the season was over. I better not go into season 2 yet. So
Have you told Eileen yet?
I have not, but we are recording here shortly after we're done here. So, which is why we're hopefully moving our recording days to Tuesday, so that I don't have to work until 9:30 at night from the time we start. I finished Drag Race Canada, and just finished this afternoon the Vegas Live Untucked episodes, which is interesting. It's on the World of Wonder network. We watched Murder Bot. We're up to snuff on that, all the way to the new episodes. It's very interesting, but the episodes are way too short. They're only like 22 minutes long.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Murderbot is fantastic.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, it's on my watch list of things I want to see.
Yeah. So no spoilers. Won't give anything like that. I watched the Fountain of Youth movie with the guy from The Office. Jim from The Office is in it, and it's cute. It's kind of like a project he was doing because he wanted to do a fun movie with a large budget, because the CGI in this movie was over the top, and it's kind of like Indiana Jones meets American Treasure meets Romancing the Stone, for those of you that remember that movie.
Oh my god, that's the Stone in the second movie. They're both amazing.
Yeah. You had to just suspend a lot of disbelief to enjoy the movie, though, because some of the mechanics of the booby traps and stuff, at least in Indiana Jones, they seemed logical, plausible. In this movie, not so much. You know, you twist one stone and 500,000 tons of stairs emerge from the wall. It's like, I'm sorry, but you have to the counterweights that would have to be built to move those stones was
like a whole country worth of counterweights.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, it's cute. And I finished Severance, and I still don't know what Lumen does. I have no clue what that's all about or what they're researching, but hey, the show was. I'll never get those minutes back. I never will. Rain, how about you? What have you been doing media wise? I know you've been busy, so.
Yeah, I've been busy, but I have managed to sneak in some stuff. Speaking of Indiana Jones, and I forgot to put this in the notes, but speaking of Indiana Jones, I have watched the first 3 movies over again because I was feeling very, nostalgic the other day. And I have to say, the first 3 movies still hold up really well. They're still amazing. They're still so much fun. I recommend everybody go back and watch them. And then another one that still holds up super well, which I was super surprised how well it holds up. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I just watched that Monday night.
Wow.
And I have not seen it in probably 3 or 4 years. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies. Blue Danube is one of the best songs ever for a space opera. I again highly recommend everybody go back and watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. Kubrick is a genius, and it's just an amazing film. It's so good. I know it doesn't follow the books, but the book for 2001 is only like a teeny tiny little short story.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you haven't read the books, read 2001, 2010, 2000 or 3000 or 2061 and 3001. They are all fantastic books. Arthur C. Clarke, super genius. They're very good books, especially if you like Hal, because Hal, he survives. He survives, and it's fantastic. He becomes such a more well-rounded character and becomes just a fully amazing character, like just really well. And then I've also been playing some Evil West, which is a vampire kind of killer type thing set in the Old West. Kind of think Abe Lincoln Vampire Killer, but without Abe Lincoln in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think 2001 holds the record for the longest movie with the least amount of dialogue.
Yes. There's a lot of scenes in 2001 where there's nothing. In fact, the first what is it, 5 or 6 minutes of the movie is there's no video. Right. It's all black. It's all that weird, creepy sound. And Kubrick was going for a unsettling tone, and in fact that tone that plays at the beginning, it's got a lot of those infrasound
Right.
notes in it that unsettle you and like drive you a little bit kind of to the edge of being uncomfortable.
Isn't
It's
that
kind of
why?
like every time I enter the room.
Right.
Yes, it's just like
Like
Taven
now.
entering the room.
Isn't that
Now, see,
tone?
that's why I like the Barbie movie, because they put that whole entire scene in there in the beginning that
The
was
Barbie
mirroring
movie?
exactly in the Barbie movie. They put that whole entire
Haven't
scene
watched it
that
yet.
mirrored that
You
whole
did
entire
say
scene
that.
in the beginning of 2001.
And
Yeah.
and isn't that the sound they used that THX used for their opening at that
Yes,
point?
some
Yeah.
of it is
Yeah,
some of
some
it is
of
the
it.
sound. Yes,
Yeah, I thought so.
and it is very unnerving, and
Mhm.
I can only imagine that people watching 2001 for the first time in the theater were probably just like really like, what the hell is going on in here?
Again,
I mean,
exactly like when I first enter a room.
right,
Well,
exactly. Like,
well,
yeah,
well, I remember in the 70s when I got to watch that movie in a theater.
yeah.
We watched it in Dolby surround sound, and it
Yes.
was awesome.
I think it would be a good movie to watch on mushrooms. I think like you would be completely like, what the hell?
Followed up by Pink
Yes.
Floyd's The Wall.
Yes,
Yes.
it would be awesome. But yeah, that's what I've been watching.
Awesome.
What
All
about
right.
you, Cheetaro?
Well, because of Furlandia, there was lots of stuff to do for Furlandia, and I haven't been able to watch an extreme amount of things. But I did just the other night watch this interesting movie called Paul.
Oh, I
And
love Paul.
yeah, Paul is an awesome movie. It's
Yes.
Seth Rogen plays this alien, the voice of the alien actually,
Yes.
and of course with Simon Pegg, we all know who he is. He plays Scotty in the new version of Star Trek.
Yes.
Sigourney Weaver, Jason Bateman. It was really good. I
Forgot
enjoyed it. It was fun.
the other most important person in it.
You mean Nick Frost?
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, he's
I
so
see. Sorry, he is also in this movie too.
he's
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah, it's
Who's Nick
to me
Frost?
it's the fourth, or it's the fourth movie in the Shaun of the Dead trilogy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
quadrilogy.
I kind of liked. I don't know if anybody knows who Jeffrey Tambor is, but
Mhm.
he's the guy that played that writer in Paul, and
Mhm.
he does a very good, I I like how he was trying to sign his book, and these two people came up and says hi, and he says, "Do you have a book for me to sign?" He says, "No." He says, "Get the F out."
It's a great movie.
It's a
so
very
much
fun movie.
Yeah.
There's some really good things in it. There's some really horrible things in it, but the horrible things are totally minuscule. But there are some sad parts to the movie too. But
Yeah.
overall, in my cheetah rating scale, I would give it a 4.5 chirps, to be honest, because it was a pretty good movie.
I would concur. It's a great movie. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun, especially if you loved any of the Shaun of the Dead trilogy.
Yeah.
This one actually is just like the cherry on top of all of that.
What if you
Yeah.
love Bambi?
If you love Bambi, watch Paul. It's
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Okay.
There is no Bambis in Paul, just so you know, Tabin.
No.
But
Right.
it's transferable skills.
Yes.
Something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yes. TikTok, how about you?
Let's see, usual Jeopardy and also RuPaul All Stars. And Lydia is back, even though she was on there just this past season.
Mhm.
So, but yay for her. And also won the first challenge. So,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right.
Oh, very
Um,
nice.
and also watched Into the Woods with my hubby, the original Broadway version, which I feel is much better than the Disney one. And then plus, I mean, you just cannot deny a red hot Ben Wright as Jack.
Mm.
And I'm actually hoping to get them to play it at Campfire Tales
Okay. Very
Cool.
cool.
on the big screen.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Tabin, what have you been consuming media wise? I know you've been busy with Furlandia and all that stuff, but what have you been
Yeah.
watching?
Well, yeah. So very busy with Furlandia and other things and stuff. So haven't been doing much. We've been watching
Oh, it's story time all over again.
So yeah, it's reminding me of Finlandia. I feel like I'm back in Finlandia
You
now.
know, by the way, I have to say, so all your furs during story time at Furlandia, I had a little bit of a coffee. My not tea but coffee. Ha ha ha. in the tape and throat, and so at the end, there are actually a lot of people coming up to see me and everything, and some there was a few people that said it was the coughing that held the whole thing together. It's like that's the best part. So I do
start the day.
Right.
I do have that on video. Thank you, Ring, for sending that. I'll post it on my YouTube. So if you want to see a pup coughing stories, you'll be able to see that.
He coughed up a
on
lot
my
of stories,
YouTube.
including some originals by
Yes.
You know, Tabin, you're not supposed to eat your stories. You're supposed to tell your stories.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, but Tabin, this was the first time you included 2 original stories in your repertoire.
I did.
Yes.
did.
So, is that going to become part of your regular cycle, or?
Well,
so I'm gonna at Denver. I'm gonna read the new ones again, and then
Nice.
next year. So I'm trying to do this thing where each year I'm changing my story time and Weird Al and stuff. But anyway, so the only thing we've really been watching is we started and have been watching season 4 of The Connors, which we talked about before. The whole Roseanne, what's the word? Legacy? I don't know. What's the word for spin-off? I don't know.
Yes,
Whatever it
the
is.
spin-off.
yeah,
yes.
it's more of a spin-off because she's
season 3, you might remember me saying it was all in COVID area, so there was a lot of masks and they were doing all the COVID stuff and everything. But season 4, there is no more COVID area or even era, so that's nice.
Anything else, Tabin, that you've been watching and consuming?
So we watched something called The Four Seasons. He started a show. It's a Netflix thing called Ransom Canyon.
Okay.
Has anyone heard of that?
I have heard of it. I have not watched any of it yet.
I've not even heard of it. So,
well,
is it a Western?
It's one reason you might not have heard of it is because it is slower than a snail frozen to a plexiglass.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, so we started it. We started the first episode. Honey fell asleep right away, and I did not make it through because it was so
boring,
slow.
So
low. Yes.
Yeah, slow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. So we're not going to keep watching that in case you hadn't figured that out.
Because I don't think we have enough time for the next podcast.
I don't think so. We also watched the first episode of Bad Thoughts. Have you heard of this?
No.
Nope.
It's a Netflix thing. It's a comedian. I forget the comedian's name, but it's a comedian where they're like 20-minute episodes or something, and he does a bunch of skits, like they're little. It's not just him like on stage improv or something. It's like he's doing skits with people and stuff. And I thought it was actually pretty funny. Honey did not like it though, so I will be watching it on my own from now on.
Okay.
So next episode we'll see if I saw any more of that. Anyway, it was actually kind of cool and kind of interesting. I've been playing Infinito 2, Bloons a little bit.
Me too.
And of course Royal Kingdom.
Bloons too.
I made it second on the leaderboard recently, number 2. And I was going between first and second. We were kind of like jockeying for position. In the end, I ended up second, but so that was kind of cool and exciting.
Yeah,
nice.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my media for the stuff.
Awesome. All right. Well, in the interest of time, let's do our furry news, our movie review, and then we can move to our plugs and wrap it up.
Okay.
Since we don't want to have too supersized of an episode.
Right.
So let's take it away, TickTock, our furry news reporter. What's going on in the world of furry news?
Alrighty, I have two scoops for you, furs. And from something we've talked about previously, the gaming website Automation had an article titled, "The Market for Furry Games is Huge, and Fuga, Melodies of Steel series was saved by it." There was an interview with Hiroshi Matsuyama, the CEO of Fuga developer CyberConnect 2. Matsuyama said, "When it comes to furry games, there actually aren't that many options out there. That's why our Fuga series has such a strong response in the US and has gained recognition for both its setting and its gameplay. Since we're well aware of this, we made it a point to participate in furry and anthro related conventions in the US. But these kinds of activities are a clear cut part of our strategy for growing Fuga's fan base. When we held the first CyberConnect 2 panel at Anthrocon in 2023, and despite it being our first appearance, 170 people showed up. Since then, we've been applying to host panels at Anthrocon every year. Now, the game itself is pretty dark. Matsuyama defended the darker aspects of the game, even admitting that it's rather harsh. I'd rather not go too deep in the weeds on this one, as we like to have fun here. But Matsuyama said, "We design the games so they stir up people's emotions, but we realize that this requires a delicate balance." Eh, Cheetaro, have you heard of that one?
I have heard some things, but not very much, to be
Okay.
honest.
All right. Well, maybe you can have it in your media, like a little brief synopsis if you ever get around to it. The second one is the Mets hosted the Chicago White Sox on Monday. During the game, the cameras spotted a group of fursuiters enjoying the game, which flummoxed the announcers, Gary Cohen and Ron Darling. "Oh," said a startled Cohen, "was that a convention?" There's a lot there's a lot of stuff going on here other than the quality baseball game, added Darling. "Seems a little warm for as Cohen said as he trailed off and returned to the game." And in a similar silliness, the Mets game last year in Pittsburgh coincided with, you guessed it, Anthrocon.
Mm.
In the background, the cameras picked up the Furry Cruise, which is an event this part of Anthrocon where you sign up to cruise down the river.
Mm-hmm.
The announcers, this time joined by Keith Hernandez, seemed a little obsessed with the smell of the furries.
Oh no.
Obsessed with the smell. Okay.
The
Somebody
cruise,
likes musky huskies.
yes, the cruise is continuing, said Cohen. "All those animals escaping the flood," responded Hernandez. You think that you think that the non-furries there are partners of the furries, or are they just people who incidentally showed up for the cruise? I mean, they're just out in the sun in these very hot costumes," said Cohen. "I understand," said Hernandez, "and they smell." You know, I'm not
Oh,
kink
not all
shaming.
of us.
Yeah, not all of us. And I'm not kink shaming here, but these guys might want to meet some fursuiters in person.
Mm.
I'm feeling a little bit of a projection here.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He
that's
thinks
the.
the announcers doth protest too much.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, yes. And that's the news for this week.
Nice. Well, Chitara, do you have a movie review for us?
I do. I do have one movie review for us today. It's a it's a movie from 2020, and it's called Wolf Walkers. It basically is on Apple TV right now, and I had a very good friend give me access to their Apple TV and said you should watch this and review this movie. And yeah, so it starts off kind of slow because first off, this is a movie that is set in Scotland. So it says in the very beginning, well, Ireland actually, because it's Kilkenny, Ireland, and the year is 1650. It says in the very front when it comes up, and basically it's about this young girl who wants to be like her father and go out and kill all the wolves because the wolves are dangerous for their village and they must protect the village. She ends up going out and she befriends this girl who is a wolf walker. And a wolf walker is basically a person who turns into a wolf while they are asleep. So literally their spirit animal comes out while they're asleep. It's kind of cool, actually. She's able to control a wolf pack just like her mother to do things that they want them to do and stuff like that. But it's kind of interesting because the wolf walker meets this young girl. They end up having some interactions. She ends up getting caught in a trap. And while she was trying to jump and get her down, she ended up biting her. And it kind of similar to the werewolf lore that when you get bit by a werewolf, you turn into a werewolf, Well, this is like the same thing. You turn into a wolf walker. So she ends up turning into this wolf walker, and lots of interesting things happen. And let's just say the town goes crazy. I'm going to leave it there because this movie is really awesome, to be honest. It's got some very interesting animation style because it's similar to like a two-dimensional style with a three-dimensional look. So it's a little bit more has more depth to it than some normal animation does, but it does have a lot of interesting flow, and the colors are nice and beautiful and brilliant. The music is awesome, and of course I am one of those people who have a thing for accents. So listening to all of those Scottish actors or Irish actors talking just kind of like makes you go, type thing.
I got a thing for accents too. Might be marrying a guy with a really hot accent.
Right?
Sorry, not
I'm almost. I'm sorry, Ziggy. I'm jealous, but you do have a hot accent. So, but in regards to the movie, I would recommend people watching it. I really enjoyed this movie. It's kind of slow to start to a small degree, but once it's about 20 to maybe 30 to 40 minutes actually into the movie, it starts to pick up a little bit and it starts to get a little bit better. And I would give this a 4.5 chirps because this
Wow.
movie was really pretty good. There's a couple of things that I thought could have been better, but I think they for the amount of time that they had in the movie, it would have been possible that it would have ended up being 20 minutes longer. And animated movies are usually an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about where this one lied in the thing. So for all you interested furs want to watch a really cool movie with, it's very old school to a small degree, the way the story is told. Apple TV, Wolfwalkers from 2020.
Sweet.
Go look at it.
We look forward to your next
Very
movie.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, we have a supersized episode, so let's get to our plugs, our shameless plugs. Of course, I mentioned Royal Highness, my other podcast, and my other podcast, of course, is Off Leash, a definitely not safe for work podcast about human puppy play and all things consensual, kink-wise. Royal Highness, of course, is my sister and her friend are now watching The Last Kingdom, and while they're high, and then we talk about it, and the comedy ensues. Yeah, and I just... little bit of information. I went to a panel at Furlandia called The Voice of Dog. And
Voice of Dog. I heard it bark in the background.
Yeah, and The Voice of Dog is a podcast. I'm going to shout out to The Voice of Dog. They read stories, original stories from furry artists, and most of the stories have a furry-centric storyline. But some of the stories are not furry, but they're written by furry artists. And the host of that show has agreed to come on our show in the future. And
cool.
as
Awesome.
of today, I've been accepted as a reader for that podcast. So,
So you have a gorgeous voice for reading.
That's
You do.
what I've been told. I have a
Golden.
beautiful voice for radio, and a beautiful face for radio as well.
No one can see what.
That's no one can see us. Yes. So, not that I have enough stuff to do already, but I checked with him, and he says, you can do it when you want. You can choose the story that you want and read it and submit it. And I don't have to do any editing. I don't have to do anything. I just spend 20 minutes reading a story, and I'm done. And so it'll be kind of
So
fun to do.
barely I have to ask.
Yes.
Is it true? I mean, I think it is true because everyone I ask says it is true. But like once you get retired, you're like even more busy somehow. Is that
Yeah.
what you're experiencing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But it's busy of your own choosing.
Yeah.
So that's what makes the difference.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something you love and you love what you're doing, it's really not work. I mean, this podcast isn't work. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's all the podcasts are like. Rain, what have you got to plug?
Well, of course, speaking of podcasts, we have a monthly Doctor Who podcast called 3 Do Who, where myself, my buddy James, and of course our very own Barely Normal talk about all things Doctor Who. And this month we are talking about the first 3 episodes of the new season. And I mean, this is a really good season. And like, I can't wait till we get on to the next 3 because wow, it has gotten crazy. So
Crazy.
yes, I am
Royal match.
super looking forward to that. So yeah, come check us out, 3 Do Who on YouTube. You can find us by going to the Injured Nerves Productions page and looking for podcasts.
Absolutely. Cheetaro, how about you? What do you got to plug?
Well, now that Furlandia is over, not to say that I don't want to plug Furlandia 2026, go to the website and register. We are having a Furlandia inspired barbecue in the summer on the 6th of July at Columbia Park. If you go onto our social media accounts on Blue Sky, Instagram, X/Twitter, and just freshly acquired our Facebook page, you should be able to get information on that. So check us out. Come. There's going to be lots of food available. And
it's like
the
all
best
afternoon too, isn't it? Like
yeah,
1
it
to
starts
6
at
or
about
something.
it starts at about 1 and it'll go to about 8. Right before it starts to get dark. But the good part about this event is that it is free for any fur that wants to come. So come out and enjoy the barbecue.
Free is good.
Free is always good.
As Tom Peterson always said, free is a very good price.
Right up until the time he got divorced and his wife took all his money and his businesses. So, yeah. TickTock, how about you?
Well, let's see. I hope everyone got some hugs at Furlandia. I certainly gave a bunch out. I don't believe we have any slab towels or plushes coming up this summer, but I will be at Campfire Tales. And hopefully for Vana, if I don't have a work go live, and I'm planning to put in my fursuiting panel at Furvana if I am able to.
Taven, how about you? What have you got to plug?
Well, I have the things. So I have a YouTube. That's just find Taven Pup on YouTube. I've got a lot of fun videos, educational videos. You can learn how to make ice and toast and things. And you can also learn some calculus and stuff. I've had furs tell me that they have actually learned, they've passed their calculus classes because of my math videos. So make sure to check those out. There's some dancing. There's drums, there's product reviews, there's story time, there's all kinds of things. Make sure you check it out. There's more on the horizon. Etsy, I also have a Fourth Wall table shop, fourthwall.com, where you can buy some shirts, mugs, and things. What else do I have? I don't know. I've all my things you can find on my link tree. That's linktr.ee/Tabin, TAEBYN, where there is a link to all my things, my YouTube, my Wikifur, my blah, 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 everything. My only other con this year will be Denver in a few months, where I'll be doing my story time with Tabin. And Tabin Sings Weird Al, where a lot of furs have been having lots of fun. So come check that out and join the fun.
Join the fun indeed. It's always a fun time with Taven at the panels. I was sitting next to Tatsu during your story time, and we would often look at each other, and your hubby looked at me once and said, he just has the audience wrapped around his little paw finger.
Aw.
And I said, yes, yes,
Very
he
true.
does. Yes, he does.
I am a pup. That's all I can say
That's all
about
you
that.
can say. Well, Furs and Furs Adjacent, looks like we made it to the end of our episode and the end of season 5. I can't believe we didn't do this fast.
Wow, can you believe it? Oh my cow.
I know. What will season 6 bring? Who knows?
I don't know.
But I'm sure it'll be very fun.
Yep.
We know that you have a choice in podcasts, and we love that you chose to listen to ours for the last 5 years. If you've listened to all 200 and some odd episodes, God bless you.
Cow.
God
You
bless you.
deserve a big puppy hug.
That's right. That's right.
We love
Cheetaro,
each and every one of you.
absolutely. Cheetaro, any final words?
Well, as I always say, all you furs, make sure you laugh every day, because the more you laugh, the better you'll feel. And make sure that you have people pay it forward, because if the world was laughing, we'd all be in a better place.
Yes. TickTock, what are your final thoughts?
Hey, just keep pumping up the fluff. Be more fluffy.
Be more fluffy. Rain, how about you?
Well, I'd like to thank every fur for listening for the last 5 years. I cannot believe it's been 5 years. Thank you all for listening. And to my wonderful fiance, Ziggy, I can't wait to see you again. I love you so much, baby. And to everyone else, Moobarkfluff, stay furry, and be kind to yourselves and each other.
All right. And thanks again to all our special guests who popped in to say thank you and talk with us for a few minutes. We hope to have more guests on as the years go by. And I feel like I'm going to be editing in my coffin at some point in the future. So, it's like...
Me too.
It's like, yeah, okay. So remember that you can subscribe to the show on Buzzsprout or support the show through Patreon for as little as $5 or $3 a month. If you want to give us $5, that's great. I checked our bank account today. We have 59 cents in our bank
Yay.
account.
That's 5 times as much as last time.
I know, right? Every little bit helps to keep the show running and the lights on. If you listen on YouTube, why not hit that subscribe button? Oh, and hey, if you send us a comment on Buzzsprout fan mail section, be sure to include your contact information so we can respond and maybe reference the episode you were reaching out about. So on behalf of all of us here at BFFT and the fine folks at the Injured Nerves Podcast Network, we say moo, bark, fluff, and stay furry. Taven, are you ready to close out this season? And are you ready to start season 6?
Wow. Season 6. Oh, I'm tearing up. I must say thank you so much for all you furs and the staff that have been 5 years. Oh my cow. Okay, give me a second. I'm not crying, you're crying. Shout out to last weekend. But yes, thank you all you furs. It's been such a ride. Thank you so much to the staff, especially Shirley and Ray. So much.
But you're welcome.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Now you're making me cry. Stop it.
Stop it.
oh my cow, stop it. Oh, I'm okay. Okay, but really, it's been so cool and so great and so special. And I thank you all so much. And starting season 6, next time we're not done. We're going to keep going. And so all you furs, can't wait to bark at you next time. Thank you so much. All I can say is hug tight with Pawsies, Moobarkfluff, stay furry, bark, bark.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The Furcast is produced, recorded, and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate producer Rain Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hooploop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, the YouTube Free Use Library, and Epidemic Sound. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFT on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at coffee.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.